Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Stella, or you can call me Ella for short. If you're watching this video, then you've made it to my first ever YouTube video, and I'd like to say a huge thank you to you for clicking onto this video. And please help my little channel grow by subscribing to my channel and clicking on the post notifications bell so that you may be notified each time that I post a new video. In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I made this Conrow braided wig that I'm wearing right now. Yes guys, this is a wig that I'm wearing right now that I made by myself. I've always wanted a braided wig, but as you all know, sometimes they can be a little bit too pricey, and honestly, no judgments, we are buddies on a budget over here. So I decided to make this unit by myself without a closure and without actually conrowing, because we're all about DIYs and creativeness over here. And if you know me, you know that I just can't conrow to save my life. I can't do any type of conrows. I can't do small, big, with extensions, without extensions. As long as it's conrows, I just can't do it. I've just never learned how to. So I made this braided unit without actually conrowing, guys. It's a Conrow braided wig without actually conrowing. So if you are interested in how I made this unit without a closure and without conrows, please stay tuned and keep watching. You need braiding hair of your choice, a mannequin head, a wig cap, some lace. I bought the lace which is already pre-cut into 4x4, but if you don't have the pre-cut one, it's fine, you can just cut it by yourself. Thread and a needle. Here I have a curved needle because I find it easier to work with, but if you can use a straight needle, that's also okay. You will also need pins for securing your wig cap onto your mannequin head, a pair of scissors, and finally 2 crochet hooks, one normal sized hook and a very tiny sized hook. I'm going to tell you why you need 2 hooks when we get into the making of the wig. So let's get right into it. So we'll start off by securing the wig cap onto the mannequin head with the pins. Here I'm also showing you guys the lace, which I'm also going to secure down with pins in preparation for sewing. When your lace is secured down in the way that you want it, take your needle and thread and start sewing the lace down. If you don't know how to do this step, please do let me know in the comment section, and I can make a separate video on how I prepped my wig cap and lace for wig making. Though it's not that difficult, guys. As long as you lay your lace flat on the wig cap, then the sewing process shouldn't be too hard. So I'll just let the video play so that you can watch just how I do it. You just put the needle through both the lace and the wig cap and pull the thread, and just keep repeating that till you go all around. Done, this is how it looked. Next, you're going to cut out the excess wig cap from underneath where you sewed the lace, and be careful when doing this step, guys. Cut a little bit further from where you sewed to avoid unraveling. That's how it should look in the end. Here I have the pre-made Conrow braids, which I'll be using for the Conrow part of the wig. If you want to know how I made them, I'm going to have a separate video on that next, so please do check it out. They are very simple to make and look very realistic. They start off small and enlarge in size as they go down, giving them that realistic Conrow look. Here I'm just starting off with one of the strands, marking the directions in which I want them to go. So here I'm just securing the strand in the desired direction and then getting the needle and thread and start to sew it down. Like I said before, I don't know how to do cornrows, so we're going to sew those strands down and fake it till we make it. So how you do this step is by putting the needle through the braid and the lace and then back out again. This is why I said the curved needle is very easy to work with in this wig making, because you need the needle to go in and back out, and it's just easier to achieve this with the curved needle. When you bring the needle back out and pull the thread, make sure when you're putting it back in, you put it in a way that the thread won't show from the outside of the braid. And that is how it looks. As you can see, it looks like an actual cornrow. You can't even tell it was sewn down. So yeah, this is just a perfect hack if you don't know how to do cornrows. And I'm just going to repeat the same process for all the others which are going in the other direction. And for the front one which I'm doing now, I'm just going to make sure it's slightly in front of the wig cap so that the wig cap is hidden. And then I'm just going to sew it down in the same way. I went ahead and started sewing down the other color as well, just to spice things up. As you can see, at this point your girl was tired of standing, so I decided to sit down, and it actually turned out to be quite easy to sew while seated because the mannequin head was closer and I could see clearly what I was doing. So yeah, grab a chair, sit down, be comfortable, take your time with it because you want the braids to come out as neat as possible. Here I was done with one side, so I started doing the other side, repeating the exact same steps I did the other side, and also arranging the colors in the same way that I did the other side. If you missed the sewing process before, just watch carefully. You also want to make sure that you're sewing the braids close to each other. At this point, this is how the wig looks. This is how the front looked when I was done sewing down the hair. I then went off to tie the hair at the front to get it away from the back in preparation to start doing the back. So how I did the braids at the back was I got the normal size crochet hook and crocheted a small piece of hair. If you're not too familiar with crocheting, what you do is you push the crochet hook through a few holes of the wig cap, then hook the hair onto it and close the hook. When the hook is closed, pull the crochet hook out, and instead of the normal crochet method, I am pulling out one of the sides of the hair like so. Now I'm getting another piece of hair which I've already divided into 3, as you would if you were doing normal braids on a person. Now put the 2 sides of the crocheted hair together with the other 2 sides of the hair which you're using to braid, and begin to braid it like a normal braid. Here I'm just trimming those little flyaway hairs. Now repeating the same process, push the crochet hook through the wig cup, hook the piece of hair, close the crochet hook, and pull one side of the piece of hair through the wig cup. Attach the braiding hair and continue braiding it down like this. So here I wanted to make the process feel a little bit faster, so I went on ahead and crocheted some pieces of hair so that I just go over them with the braids. And this is how it's looking so far. I spaced out the braids at the back because I don't want my wig to be too heavy on my head, and I'm just gonna closing them up as we get to the front so that the back can be hidden when I put my hair back. When you reach close to the front, do the same thing but place them a bit closer to each other, crocheting the pieces of hair and braiding as you go. And this is the final result. As you can see, the hair is nicely packed and nicely covered. Now to make the baby hairs, we'll need the small crochet hook that I had talked about at the beginning. To give my baby hairs a more realistic look, I got human hair and cut the weft off. So to crochet this hair, you're going to push the hook through one hole in the lace, and then you're going to hook 1 or 2 hair strands and push the hook through the lace, and then hook the hair like that through the loop and tighten. And that's how the crocheted hair strand looks like. So you're going to repeat this whole process around the perimeter of the lace, creating the baby hairs. I'm going to show the process again and let you guys observe. If you don't want the stress of doing this step because it can be time consuming, you can skip it. It's completely optional, but I mean, who doesn't like some good looking baby hairs? And after a few crocheted hair strands, it looked like that, and finally when I was done, it looked like that. Let's be honest guys, nobody has baby hairs that long, so I went in with my blade comb and trimmed the baby hairs. You can also use the scissors. And And finally, I've just clipped the baby hairs aside so that I can cut off the excess lace. And that is it, guys. I also went off camera and sewed an elastic band to the wig. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. That is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far and you haven't yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Please subscribe to my channel and like this video. And if you have any questions, suggestions, or just any notes about this video or this wig, if you liked it, if you were gonna try it, is it a yay, is it a nay, please let me know in the comment section, and I'll make sure to reply to each and every one of you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.